I just gotta point out that looking in this flashback, I think it was so nice to see Anko looking nice and slender, real thin and all. Just gotta say, Anko, in the future, don't touch the burgers, leave the burgers alone. And yeah, I think everything will be swaggy. Let's go. Alright, so in terms of progression, this episode didn't really go anywhere. In terms of progressing the main timeline, literally the only thing that happened is finally Naruto put out his hand to Obito. So in that aspect, yeah, didn't move at all the story. But for what they're doing with this in-canon filler, and even though I kind of feel a little bit like, you guys told us there wasn't going to be filler in this, and you're putting like, this is filler at the end of the day. While they're adding like one canon moment at the end, ultimately, this was mainly a filler episode. However, it was interesting. And again, I feel as though the anime has just done such a great job at fleshing out Obito and making us not hate him. I honestly feel as though, like, when it was first revealed, his identity or whatever, I was still like, okay, let's see what the fuck happened. After the flashback, I was still along the lines of, well, let's see. As it progressed in the manga, I remember just thinking, shut the fuck up, Obito, just shut the fuck up. And to a certain degree, there are times where he does get a little bit preachy, but when you get his backstory fleshed out like in this episode, and you just understand more of his character, you get more of these subtleties and more of who he used to be and who he is now, I definitely feel as though it just edges out that fucking person and that fucking hatred that you have of him, and it's just like, I understand him more. I get it, and I don't want to fucking blow my brains out hearing him talk. Okay, while it was sweet and innocent and I totally understand it, I could totally see like some memes and just a whole bunch of shit floating around of like Rin being some sort of creep, because I mean that whole I'm always watching you, it starts sounding creepy after a while. I'm always watching you. You see what I mean? And I also gotta say, the way we see Rin, she's very stern, but ultimately doesn't come across as a bitch. Ultimately, you can see that it's coming from a loving place, and she's just basically almost like she has this motherly way to her, where it's like, no, I just genuinely care about you. And it makes me look at Sakura, the main, heroine from our group and, Team 7 or whatever, and it's like, I totally wish Sakura was more like Rin. I honestly, I look at Rin and I'm like, you're just, really laid back, you really do care, but when somebody pisses you off, you're not going to go, Shanado! You're just going to say, yo, you better stop it and give them that look. That look, everybody, when you were little, when your parents gave you that look or when your mom gave you that look, you would be like, I understand. And she just has that aura about her. Rin, if she would have grown up, she would have been such a great shinobi, such a great female, because she had the medical ninjutsu, and she probably could have developed even further. It's like, I actually grown to like Rin as well. I think the anime is doing a great job at that. And don't tell me you weren't feeling nostalgic when they did the whole Chunnin exams. I was like, we've only had one Chunnin exam that we got to see full through. I want to see this, hell fucking yeah. And even though it was still kind of comedic because Obito was getting his ass kicked, it was I like that they kept characterization intact with my guy still having that amnesia shit. Even when he was younger, he's like, who are you? Why do you want to, put some wrath on me? What's going on? I love that shit. Honestly, I was dying laughing. And just seeing the Chunnin exam from how it used to be. They definitely changed it up, if you notice, because remember, the written exam really wasn't a written exam. It was supposed to be, can you cheat or whatever. So that was a little bit different from the exam. And then also in the Death Forest, it was very different as well. So it was definitely a different type of Chunnin exam than what we ultimately had. They definitely changed it up. And I think, if anything, maybe they made it a little bit harsher in our time, because back then it was more so you got the books, take your test, blah, 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 fight your team, whatever. But with this one, in our timeline, it was go to a death forest and try and see if you can survive to the end. So I don't know why they got harsher, maybe because times got more peaceful. So it's yeah, we got to show them how harsh the world could be. And the friend zone sort of felt real when Obito was there with the roses. I actually felt legitimately bad for him when he was like, oh man, today's the day, and she was coming to talk about giving Kakashi a gift. I would have been like, man, fuck Kakashi, and take that paper and throw it out, and then take these roses and say, see, this was for you, but fuck you. I can be very vengeful when it comes to the affairs of the heart. And with all that being said, again, while progression was very scarce, it literally just showed at the very end of the episode Naruto saying, come to my side, and to a certain degree it's kind of making Naruto feel as though he shouldn't. I think, in all honesty, this should have all been more so handled by Kakashi, and this should have been a conversation between the two of them than Naruto. I understand that it's showing Naruto is who he used to be, but I still think, or maybe Kakashi should have been there alongside Naruto as well to finish this, because it makes it just seem as though this young kid is talking if he knows everything, when in fact it should have been Kakashi there saying, yo, we've been through all this, I understand you, I've been your friend from day one, come to our side, accept your consequences, and let's move on. So in that aspect, that's also something that I feel a little bit should have been changed. But ultimately, for what we got, it was enjoyable. It was fleshing out the characters. It's giving less of a hateful vibe for Obito, I think, for all of us. And also, it made me give a fuck about Rin. Honestly, like, I wish Sakura would have taken a pointer or two from Rin's book and act a little less like a bitch and a little more just concerning overall to everyone, not just to fucking, oh, Sasuke-kun, hey, Naruto, I'll fuck you up. Like, she should have been very fair and down the middle with both of them. Even if she only had feelings for Sasuke or whatever, she should have been like, no, you know, what's right is right. Right is right, wrong is wrong. So yeah, I give it a 7. It wasn't progressive, but it really fleshed things out, and I like that. And in all honesty, just seeing the Chunnin exams again from a different era and seeing like all the young characters, good shit. Uncle, please, Uncle, don't grab the donuts, Uncle! I'm always watching you. But let me know what you thought of the episode. I think if you're a manga reader, this is probably the best medicine you could get over the fact that the manga has ended for now until the spin-off in spring. And let me know how you felt about Obito after this episode. Did it make you feel a little bit more understanding towards him? A little bit less, like, resentful for all the things that he's done and how much of a piece of shit he's acted? What do you think about Rin? Honestly, if we would have got more of Rin, it probably could have been that we would have liked Rin a hell of a lot more than Sakura. I mean, she has some great features to her. And no, not that sick way. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you can do so as well, that'd be awesome. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.